Right, guys. So we're going to look at another interesting game mechanic today. We're going to look at teleportation. So as you can see on this, all I've really done since the last time is just moved a few things around, extended another section, just so I've got somewhere I can start to put some teleporters in. So this is how it's going to work essentially. The red box here and here will teleport you to where the blue box is. So this one will teleport to here, that one will teleport to there. It's quite simple, to be honest. It's one script where we just store a variable, and the other script is on the ball, so just testing to see what it's hit. So to start with, what I've done, as I say, is I've just set up 4 boxes here, all tagged as triggers. To be fair, these two don't really need to be. They don't even need box colliders on. All they are really is to just show a visual. You could delete that if you wanted to, but I'm going to keep it in. Just to show a visual of where you are and where you're going to. They don't actually do anything other than reference a transform point. So we'll just get cracking. So to start with, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new tag. So this is going to be me adding a teleporter. I feel like I spelled that wrong, but it's alright. I know it's an ER, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna go on. We're gonna add this tag to both of these objects just for the time being. I'm probably going to move these into functional assets as well, just so I know what I'm doing. These two I'm going to move just a little bit higher, just so we know which ones are the red ones, which ones are the blue ones. It would make more sense to rename them, but I'm not going to bother just for the time being. Right, so we've done that, and we're going to make our teleport script. As I say, this is the one. All it does is hold a transform variable, and I'll show you how this works as we kind of get through it. So, new C# script, teleport. I'm just going to call this teleport position, because that's all we're looking for. We're just looking for the public transform that's present in it. So let's give MonoDevelop a minute to open. Here we go. Right. So all we're looking for now is to add this variable. So it's going to be a public transform, and it's going to be teleport location. We'll go with that. It sounds cooler. And to be honest, that's it. That's all we need to do in this script, is just reference this one position here. All it does is it stores that position for us. Everything else comes into the ball controller. So that's what we're going to do next. I would show you what that does, but it doesn't do a great deal, so it only really works with the other elements we're about to add now. So what I'm going to do is just another if statement, just like all of these are here. I'm just going to grab one just so I don't have to rewrite the if statement. Delete out this section and then switch this to say teleporter. Because obviously this is the section here where the code goes in for what it does. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by setting up, I'll just set up the straight up transform, and then I'll show you an issue with the transform of the teleporter, and how we can resolve that. So it's just going to be transform dot position equals other dot get component. Obviously we've got to figure out what the component is we're looking for. Obviously it says up here the teleport position, so we'll start typing that teleport position, open bracket, close bracket, full stop, and then we're looking for whatever we called that variable. So that's the teleport location. So if you followed me, you're just looking to put that in now. So teleport location dot position, because we're looking for the position of that transform. That's technically it, but this runs into a small problem. So we'll set this up first, and I'll show you the problem that we'll run into with this. It's not a major problem, it's just a little bit annoying. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to add this teleport position to it. To this one, I'm going to add in this one, I think, Q10, yeah, that one. And 12, we're going to add 13 as our transform. So what I'm going to do, just to make my life a little bit easier, I'm just going to start off by moving the ball and the camera, just so I don't have to try and do my level to get to what I want to show. So we'll start with this. So I'll just put this to here. Click play, and what we should see now is when I enter the red teleporting block here, it'll teleport me to the blue one, and so on and so forth. You could, if you wanted to, leave it like this. As we can see, that's working. The only issue I tend to have with this is, if you look, it keeps the same momentum. So as you hit this switch, the speed you're going there is the speed that you come out of the other side, which is fine to leave it like that, but you have to design your levels around that. What I like to do is I just like to slow it down a little bit. And the way I do this is in the ball controller again, I just add a line into here. And the line that I add is RB, which is obviously referencing the rigid body that we've set up, dot velocity equals new vector 3. New vector 3, and set it up just so it kind of stops everything. It won't be completely still when it gets to this point, but it slows it down enough that it helps. If you watch again, what I'm going to do, I'm going to let go of the buttons before I hit it, and as you can see, that's a lot slower. There's still a little bit of like me not letting go of the button in time and getting all that working, but as we can see, it slows down quite a lot. If you think your ball might be going at some significant speed by the time it gets to that, and if you're flinging out the other side of the teleporter, it might not work for some good level design. But yeah, there we go. We've got a very simple teleporter set up. We've got a position saved on the teleporter itself. So if we click onto this, we've got this position set up in here, which references where it's going to get teleported to. The tag set up on the object you hit, and then everything else is present in the ball controller for essentially saying, when I hit this, stop me moving and move to this point that's referenced in this script. So there we go. There's another interesting mechanic that you can add to your game levels for teleportation. Thanks a lot.